Ron Young, and we are on with Ron. I'm your host. Mondays from 8 to 10. I'm usually on here. There's been some stuff going on during summertime where it hasn't always been consistent, but what we will be doing as we're getting deeper into season 2, we're going to have more guests, have more excitement, more fun. We have the Family Field Day, the Community Field Day event that's coming up this Sunday, 17th of July. It's probably going to be hot out, so make sure to bring plenty of water and shade a little bit. We're going to have a field day. I never got a chance to do field day because we didn't do that back in California, but we're going to have 3-legged races, music, keynote speakers, games and prizes, and food. I'm going to be at one of the booths. Come and check me out. It's one of those things to where we're giving back to the community, and we're super excited to be partnerships with this community called Colorado Springs, Colorado. I love being here with the slide as well. We get a chance to really do some big things. So big things coming from all angles involved. So today we are talking about 40 days of being my word the game, an idea that was given to me by the Cosmos about 12 years ago now, and it's so extraordinary, the game. We've been talking about that. We've been talking about my family coming in to visit from England, meeting them for the first time this week, and I just got a message from my niece Rachel, and she was just so gratitude about being able to come out, and I'm going to be going out there in October. Found out, Trinity, as the NFL schedule came out, the Denver Broncos are playing in London at Wembley Stadium, October 30th. So I've never seen an NFL game outside of the United States, and especially not a Bronco game outside of the United States. So plan a little trip so I can go to Wembley and go and check out some football. And so that's going to be pretty awesome. So if you're not a Bronco fan, shame on you. But stupendous. You know, we're talking about 40 days of being my word the game, and you know, what I get as far as feedback, it's really cool. When people are playing the game, they have the opportunity to be able to send me notes about their experience of what they've experienced in the game. And so many have found the game to be an empowering way of living their life. And people are like, I want to do this more. I want to be able to give more back to what it is that I'm doing. Learning to be your word creates miracles on a daily basis. So as a person that I'm a human being, so I wish I was perfect at being my word. As a matter of fact, I suck at it most of the time, so I have complete empathy with everyone. If I don't write down what it is that I'm committed to doing, it's very difficult for me at times to honor my word on things. And depending upon how passionate about it, that makes it even more risky for me to say that I'm going to do something or not. So once you start to get in alignment with your word, your true desires start to show up. And it's easier to achieve your goals and your dreams. This is your moment. And are you ready for this moment? That's the key. See, it's about you being your word, about affecting change and being the change, causing mastermind efforts, ultimately leading to a shift in the world's consciousness and making this world a better place than before we got here. That's one of our responsibilities as humans, is not to just come along for the ride. Think about people that have come along in your life, and with all due respect, there's always somebody that's going through a situation, right? And when a person's going through a situation, you know, you can have them for a time, and then it's like, okay, you're healed, now go forth and be fruitful. Well, imagine doing that for your whole life. You're just kind of just riding it out. Like, I need some help. And you spend 75 years just riding, going along for the ride. Probably doesn't feel so good. So the key thing is to say, how can I make impact? What can I do? What can I do to cause change? Because when I start thinking of more than just me, and I think about we, it becomes a lot more exciting to be here on the planet. When I'm just thinking about me, I have all these reasons and all these excuses from time to time about how I can't accomplish the things that I want to, because it goes back to an earlier conversation in hour one. Michael Jordan was playing defense against himself, we wouldn't know about Michael Jordan being a Hall of Fame basketball player because he knows all of his moves. And I'm going to say to you that you know all of your moves too. You know all of the things that keep you scared. You know all the things that keep you safe. You know all the things that keep you from reaching the true potential that you have as a human being. And then you start to get into human doing mode, right? And when you're human doing, you never really get dialed in because when you're doing a bunch of stuff, you feel exhausted. Because it's like, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I don't understand why I can't get my life together. And then I don't even have anything to show for all this stuff that I'm doing, right? So there's a simple equation that I was taught a while ago, and that is how you're being plus what you're doing equals what you have. So how you're being amazing, I'm being responsible, I'm being focused, I'm being energized, I'm being giving, I'm being resourceful. That's really great ways of being, doing. So when I'm being resourceful, so I might read books twice a day, or I might listen to podcasts instead of listening to the radio. You know, I spend my time in alignment with the things that are going to help me to get towards my ultimate goal, not just to the thing that makes me feel good, right? So for my guys out there, you're involved in a relationship with someone, right? I'll give you this example. So it ain't like there ain't 7.5 billion people on the planet, and there's going to be somebody that catches your eye, but it's like if you've made a commitment to somebody that you're with them and you're in it with them and stuff like that, you got to keep your mind focused on the goal, which is till death do us part. Right? When you say those words out of your mouth and you say, I'm with it with you, that's what you're committing to, is that. And so the extraordinary thing about committing to that is when you actually really, truly, 100% commit to what it is that you're really saying and being your word about, then extraordinary things start to happen. Your wife starts to love you more because it's almost like she has a closed caption camera on you and is like, I wasn't even there, but I can sense that my husband did something right. Right? It's a miracle. It doesn't make any sense. It's like the cosmos plays out and it says, I know that something happened good right there, and the person that's on the other receiving end of that, they could be millions of miles away in a different planet, a different country, different city, or whatever the case may be. If you're in alignment with your true desires, it will show up, and the people that it needs to affect will be affected. That's the key. So when you think about we over me, you really can make a ripple effect on this planet. And so the thing is take out the selfishness, right? Selfishness is that I want things for me. Well, so you get it. Then what? Right? Then what's the next thing that I'm going to get, right? And then there's this thing that goes on proverbially in your head is like, well, I'm not getting enough, so I'm not happy. That's what selfishness is all about. But when you're being cause in the matter and you're being somebody that is like, I'm going to get the proverbial we. So I'll talk about Rachel Stovall, who will be on at 10:30 today. She's a we person, man. If you haven't met Rachel Stovall in your life, you are missing out. That girl is a we person. She lost her husband a year ago. A year ago. A man that she spent many years with. Keith Stovall, you know. And she's running for House District 17. And she's already been nominated to be a player in that game a year later. Powerful. When you sit down and talk with Rachel, her story's amazing. There's no victim in her. There's no somebody that's indecisive about what it is that I'm committed to. She's committed to it right now. Right now, in the now. Frank Sinclair, part of Motivation Mondays. Frank Sinclair is a pillar in this community. Somebody that when Frank speaks, not only do people listen, they take action on the words that he says. Because he's inspirational, he's encouraging, he's somebody that makes a huge difference in every aspect of life. And he's right here in our community of Colorado Springs, Colorado. He's somebody that's living the game. He's not somebody that has to play the game, he's living the game. So the thing about people like that are we people, who are you out there that we can have your name out there on that list so we can say this is a we person? I'm a we person. My name is Ron Young. I'm a we person. I get out there and I get after it. I'm always committed to making sure that I give the best to the people that I serve. And I don't want nothing back. If you decide that you want to do something nice for me, cool. If you don't, I'm not holding that against you. I was just talking this morning, and we were talking about Jesus and his love of the church. And a lot of times when somebody's talking to you about something that they read in the Bible, they'll give what affected their, you get a calling, and then you go read the Bible, and it's like, wow, that was perfect for me. So then you want to go preach to everybody in the world that you need to go read this scripture, and that scripture was meant for you. It wasn't meant for everybody. So sometimes we get it all twisted because we think that everybody else wants to be broken like we are, or everybody else is broken like we are, and they're not. But the thing is that what we can do is teach each other and encourage people to be more in alignment with the things that they say they're up to, because as they are up to what it is they say they're up to, miracles will start to happen. The right people, the right places, the right things will begin to show up, and it won't even take much time, because now that you're in alignment with your word, everything and everybody that is around you will start to pick up that vibration. And that's what we're all looking to do, is to get into a centralized vibration. So do yourself a favor and play all out in life. Whether you're playing the game 40 Days of Being My Word, the game, or if you're playing just life in general, play all out. Give it all to it every day, because you never know when your last day on earth is going to be, right? And so in your last moments, do you want to be somebody that's kind of cruising through life, or do you want to be somebody that was like, man, I was max all in. I was loving my family. I was loving my work. I was loving my kids, loving everything that was going on in life. I'm sorry that I had to go, but now there's something even better for me now, right? I was loving everything I was doing here on earth, but this ain't where I'm going to be anyway. So in order to get into the game of 40 Days of Being My Word, the game, there's one entry fee. And that one entry fee is you got to be invited into the game. So someone that's currently playing in the game has to invite you in the game. So if one of the 5 of us doesn't invite you in the game, you can't play yet. And it may have to be a minute before you can play. But when the time comes, you'll have that privilege of who it is that you play with, because the reality of what we're up to is we don't want to just say, do you want a shot at playing, and then somebody's not really dialed in. When you're dialed in on the game, it really makes a huge difference, because the people that you associate with and yourself, you'll start to show up and you'll start to understand this we principle. So here's the basic premise of the game. So we have the object of this game is to know yourself as your word, and creating conscious change in your world and the world of others. The equipment, a notebook dedicated only for the game, a pen or pencil, imagination. In the future, this game will be available on an app. Preparation, the game is scheduled for 40 consecutive days of being your word. Begin preparation by making sure that you have all of your equipment for the game and the mental mind makeup to finish the game. The game, when you accept invitation into the game, you have until midnight of the next day to give your first day item for the next day. You have until 11:59 p.m. of the next day to have items completed. Gameplay will be for 40 days. Then you're going to pick out a category in your life that you like to have a breakthrough in, whether it's career, financial, education, family, artistic, attitude, physical, pleasure, public service. All items on your daily list are mandatory to be completed on the day they are assigned. Add items to your list that will help you to achieve your goals that you have set for 40 days of being my word. Make sure to be working towards your goal every day. In playing the game, you have others that will be playing alongside of you. Help them to achieve their goals, and they will help you to achieve yours. You are scored accordingly in your participation. So the cool thing about the game is it's all about collaboration. It's not about doing it yourself. It's not just like, okay, let's see what's happening. I have a version of this that there's 40 days of being my word the game. There's 30 days of being my word the game. There's 15 days of being my word the game. And there's today of being my word the game. That you can have anything you want today. But it takes something, right? You can't just all of a sudden, boom, hey, today, I'm in it, right? You got to build some community and things of that sort. So as this game continues to roll, one of the things that I really desire inside of our community is for everybody to have an opportunity to play this game. And if you desire to play this game enough and you want to be invited into this game, I will invite you into this game and you'll play the game with me. And if you play the game with me, what'll start to happen is you'll start to see what accountability is, right? It's not about make wrong, it's just about encouragement. I saw that you didn't do da-da-da. Well, I didn't do it because I got tired or I got unfocused or whatever the case may be. Okay, let's go. Let's get back on it. Let's get this thing going so you can make it happen because you said you want to do this. Yeah, you're right. And then you get back on it. So many times in our life, we shrivel up and we turn into little prunes of our own imaginations because we're scared. Well, being scared and being unfocused, hell yeah, being scared, right? The key is to just have a plan. And so 40 days of being my word the game is one of those things that can possibly give you that. It's such an honor to be able to share this. If you have any questions or anything, you can call into the station, 719-300-7936. You can reach out to me also personally, 719-208-0355. And we're giving away some tickets. I just got to remind you, we're the Black Sheep on Wednesday. First person to call in or to respond, we're giving away tickets to see Picturesque. Outline and Color, Dead American, and Long Last. They're going to be at the Black Sheep Wednesday, July 13th at 7 o'clock. We have 2 tickets. First person to call or to respond is going to get a ticket. Don't forget about Community Field Day. We got that coming on Sunday from 12 to 5 at the park, Wildflower Park. We're going to do 3-legged races. We're going to do music, keynote speakers, games, and prizes, food. I will be there at that event. Super excited about just connecting with you and just getting out and doing some community stuff. A lot of people, they sit at home on Sunday. It's hot. Like, I don't feel like going out. I don't want to be bothered. On Sunday, let's go be bothered with each other. It's going to be amazing. When we come back, we're going to take a little break. I'm going to let you listen to some audio of 40 days of being my word, and then we're going to be out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on Motivation Mondays. We'll talk to you soon. Connecting and having a chance to spend time with family that I didn't know I had 4 simple years ago. And we got a chance to play, going up to the top of the world, if you will, to Pikes Peak and checking out some stuff. Then for the majority of the last hour and a half or so, we've been talking about 40 days of being my word the game where you can have anything that you desire in 40 days or less. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to introduce everybody to the audio portion of 40 days of being my word the game so that you can hear exactly what 40 days is about. And we'll be right back, okay?
Everyone, and welcome to 40 days of being my word the game. The game where you can have anything you desire in 40 days. Really, welcome. So extraordinary having you here on the game of 40 days of being my word, the game audio portion of it. You know, the thing that this game has done and has caused and created around the world, so extraordinary. And this is the first revamp of the game in 8 years. A lot of people were saying that the game is great, but the ability to be able to really interact with it, I got left a little bit out. So trust me, there is more than enough interaction in the game now. 2, you're going to be able to live the life of your dreams now. Because what we're going to do is we're going to get our subconscious mind and our always way of being out of the way so that we can let that part of us that has desire, aspiration, and big dreams to come out. So excited to see that. You know, as you're going through your life, there is the formula of life that has been designed has been completely backwards. People live their life as, I do all these things, plus I have all this stuff that equals that I'll be happy. And you can never do enough, right? You're doing all this stuff and you're exhausted. You're coming home, not spending any time with your family, not doing anything with your friends, not doing anything with yourself because you're so exhausted. Next, you have all this stuff. And it's not enough because it's like, gosh, I wish I had more stuff. And third, you equals that you'll be happy, right? Write this down. Wherever you're at, whether you're going to play the game or not, just live your life by this philosophy and it will help your life tremendously. How you're being plus what you're doing equals what you have. So what that looks like is how you're being. You know, I'm being a leader, I'm being focused, I'm being energized, I'm being assertive, I'm being loving, I'm being caring, I'm being the ultimate facilitator of greatness. Whatever that thing is that you're being, how you're being is going to create what you do. And when you create what you do, you know, I'm focused at work, I'm getting my stuff done, I'm saying I love you more often, I'm eating the right foods. Whatever that is that do equals what you have. And that's the thing that we really want to get ourselves to, is following that formula. So dial that one in. B plus 2 equals half. How you're being creates what you do, which equals what you have. And that's a great start to what we're getting up to at 40 days of being up my word the game. And so the big things that I just really want you to focus on is why 40 days of being my word the game. Number 1, you will learn to know yourself as your word and a heightened sense of integrity. 2, you will accomplish something in 40 days that is going to give you new momentum in your life. 3, you're going to learn how to say yes to you. Like, how many times do you walk around resigned and cynical? The other day, for example, we had a whole fun thing going on, and we had a hopscotch. 43 adults did the hopscotch. 412 kids did the hopscotch. Why? I have no clue. People get resigned and cynical that if I do something, then it means that I'm or whatever. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Learn to say yes to you, to having fun. 4, you're going to learn a community of people that build this game and want to love you in. 5, watch as the consciousness of the planet transform. We're just at the beginning of this. We are going to change the world. 6, be a bigger player in your own life. You were made to go to work from 8 to 5 and then come home and be exhausted and all that stuff. Somebody made that up. So you're going to be a bigger player in your life. Maybe you find something else to do that's going to make you a lot more money. Yeah? Yeah. 7, create an empowered journey where you get to say how it goes. Instead of being on a default program that is never in your favor, why not create an empowered journey to where you feel so motivated and so inspired that you realize that, wow, this is the life that I live that I love. Do that. Number 8, you're about to be a part of the change that you wish to see in the world. Everybody wants more love. Everybody wants more passion. Everybody wants more desire. But nobody knows where to draw from it from. And in the next 40 days, you're going to have that. 9. We're going to make this world a spectacular place to live. Because we're going to get to know people as their word. And in getting to know people as their word and getting to know people's integrity and our own integrity, it's going to make this world a fun place to live in. And sometimes a little bit boring, I judge too, because it's going to be like, oh, I know I can count on such a... But I'd much rather it be than that than the other situation, right? We're doing a war on terror, a war on all this other sort of stuff. Let's do a love on integrity and just love it out. You know, it's such an honor and such a privilege to be in a conversation with you about 40 days of being my word the game. So extraordinarily happy that you're here listening to this. I don't know if you're going to play this game or not. I'm not attached to it. What I am attached to is the fact that I love you. And I just wanted to say that and have that be from my heart. I love you. There's a lot of things I'm involved in, but this is the one that I'm the most passionate about because I see what it's done for myself, and I definitely see what it's done for others. So I hope that you choose to play. If you don't, I hope that you make your life more extraordinary than you could ever possibly imagine. Thank you for taking a look at 40 Days of Being My Word, and I wish you nothing but the greatest success. Love you. Out.
So that's it. That's 40 Days of Being My Word a Game in a nutshell. And that was this crazy dude named Ron Young about 8 years ago, sharing from himself authentically. So super duper excited to have shared this with you today. We'll have our list of candidates that will be coming to the show in the next couple of days or so. We have a lot of rich guests that we're really excited about bringing on board. And more importantly, we're excited about connecting with you, the audience. Love to make this show more interactive. 719-300-7936. Call in. Ask for me if it's between 8 to 10. I'll talk to you live on air. Or you can call me on my mobile phone, 719-208-0355. Super excited. Remember, we got Rachel Stovall coming in from 10:30 to 11:30. We have Frank Sinclair coming in at 12:30 to 1:30. And then next week, we have James Flowers coming in later on in the afternoon. So, as always, stay motivated, stay fresh, and stay kind. Love you guys. Talk to you guys soon.